And a very good evening to you. I'm Sophia Cambridge with this Sunday, October 22nd edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, tourism officials are optimistic there will be another strong performance from the United States market this winter season. Word of this from the Senior Business Development Manager of the BTMI's New York office. UC Skeet. This as travel agents held a mini carnival in St. Lawrence Gap. Starting at the Gap's entrance, they moved to the southern end with drinks in hand and dancing to local soca. Many of the agents enjoyed the Mega Fam tour and say they intend to return to Barbados. We apologize for not having that story.
Rewards these agents for selling Barbados throughout the year. What's really interesting this year is that about 75% of these agents, this is their first time in Barbados, and they're already selling Barbados. So it really positions us well that if they're already selling the destination and they've not been, now that they're here and they're seeing it and they're experiencing it for themselves, it will only redound to our benefit, and we can expect even stronger bookings from these top producing agents.
A plea to put country first. The assertion is coming from Member of Parliament for St. John, Mara Thompson, who says she does not like what appears to be the new way that politics is being conducted in Barbados. Mrs. Thompson says people appear to be putting party before country. She was speaking during a memorial service for her late husband and former Prime Minister David Thompson at the St. Margaret's Anglican Church this morning. Mrs. Thompson says her late husband asked Barbadians to wrap themselves in the flag and put Barbados first. She says politics is meant to promote what's good in society, but recent expressions appear to be dividing the country.
Today we have seen a 9-year anti-DLP campaign launched upon the 2008 loss, and it continues up to today. The opposition has weaponized our politics and continues to cultivate a new level of corrosive politics. I want to appeal to all within my hearing. We cannot create a post-independence Barbados where we are normalizing mediocrity undergirded by opposing for opposing's sake. I must stress, as a party and a government, we must try to resist the temptation to arm our words so that they detonate to cause persons harm.
And Mrs. Thompson also had some advice for members of the ruling Democratic Labour Party. She's told them not to engage in political cannibalism in the lead up to the next general election. And following the service, Mrs. Thompson and family members of the Thompson family, along with DLP members, trekked to the site of the former Prime Minister's gravesite at the St. John Parish Church Cemetery. Tomorrow marks 7 years since the former Prime Minister passed away after a battle with pancreatic cancer. Well, it was not what the congregation of the St. Mary's Anglican Church was expecting to see when members turned up for service this morning, as 19 windows were smashed. Jeddah Robinson, who is the warden at the church and the retired superintendent of police, says he was shocked by what he saw. He says when he checked the church around 7:30 last night, everything was fine, but this morning was a different story. Mr. Robinson says it will cost the church more than $20,000 to replace the windows, and police have a suspect in custody.
Got here in the region of about 6:30. The police were already here, and they had in custody a young man who admitted to me on the spot that he did damage the church. At present, we're going to secure the windows with some plywood, which is not going to look too good. So therefore, with post-haste, we must ensure that the damage that was done is repaired in quick time.
And in other news, graduates of the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus have been urged to recognize the value of their educational experience. This from the UWI Chancellor Robert Bermudez as he addressed the evening graduation ceremony for members of the Faculty of Social Science. We have more in this report.
There was a feeling of joy and relief in the air as students from social sciences were presented with their degrees. These degrees represent many months, weeks, and days of hard work. In his address to the graduates, the Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Robert Bermudez, reminded the students of the value of their UWI experience.
What is of immense value is the education which you have obtained from attending university. The ability to think critically and to learn is a far greater value than any material possession, as it is the one asset which can never be lost or taken from you. It is the foundation on which you should build your life.
He urged students to keep learning as they go out into the world.
The more curious you are, the more you will learn. The more curious you are, the more you will see things that you feel you do not want to do. You will see things that you think you ought to emulate. You will also see things that you are indifferent to. But to be successful in your careers, curiosity needs to be at the top of the list.
A familiar face among the graduates was CBC's own Michelle Arthur, Director of News and Current Affairs as she received her master's degree, and Sandra Greenidge, mother of CBC's Dawn Greenidge. An honorary degree of Doctor of Laws was awarded to Professor Iron Rensburg, the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Johannesburg. Professor Rensburg says the honor would not be taken for granted.
Political, economic and social transformation and meaningful inclusion and the uplifting and the consolidation of human dignity, freedom, equality and democracy must be firmly grounded in transformational constitutionalism and in its constituent elements of restorative, reparative and socio-economic justice. And in all these things, I pledge to raise the UWI flag high.
Business advisor Kay Foster was also awarded the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. Lorna Jones, CBC News.
And thank you, Lorna, and congratulations to all of the graduates in both the morning and the evening ceremonies. We'll be back with more news just after the break.
Do you want audience numbers? Over 140,000 people are watching Morning Barbados and the evening news. 6 out of 10 top radio personalities are found right here at the CBC. CBC delivers the audience you need.
Under the theme Pray Barbados, members of the local church community have come together to organize a national prayer festival in response to some of the unprecedented challenges facing Barbados and the region. According to Senator Reverend David Durant, it's an interdenominational effort by groups of churches in Barbados. Speaking at a press conference which was attended by other church leaders, he says the festival will start next Thursday, the 26th of October, and culminate on Sunday, the 29th.
This is a very critical period in our nation's history, and we are seeking God's intervention, His guidance, and His leading as a nation. We sing this many times as it is enshrined in our national anthem. God has been a people's guide for the past 300 years. We want to make this a reality and not just something that is sung. you know, and become a ritual. We would like it to be experiential, where God is leading this nation, God is helping us through our various challenges. And we are facing challenges globally, and Barbados is part of the global setting.
Another one of the church's leaders, Reverend Alicius Joseph of the Apostolic Teaching Center, says the prayer festival is timely.
We believe that prayer can provide solution. One is that we want to create a level of hope in Barbados, that people can, because people have felt that the system has failed them in a large way, and people are finding illegitimate means to achieve their goals, to achieve certain things that they perceive to be valuable in life. And the truth is that we are praying for God to intervene and to transform our nation and to create a sense of hope, deliver us from the sense of apathy that a lot of people feel.
Well, as we told you, the prayer festival starts next Thursday, the 26th of October, from 6 in the morning, with a request for all churches to open their doors and allow people to go to pray before going to work. Prayer will also take place at churches at midday and at 6 in the evening. A national prayer and worship rally will be held in Independence Square. Then, next Friday, the Ministry of Education has consented for school children and teachers to attend the Abundant Life Assembly between 10 in the morning and 12 noon to be prayed for and to be blessed. Next Saturday, we'll see a prayer march through the city from Jubilee Gardens from 9 in the morning, while on Sunday, the 29th, they're asking all Barbadians to attend a church closest to their home. The call is especially being made for those people who don't ordinarily attend church. Each night will culminate with a national prayer and worship rally at Independence Square. Well, an apology now. Last night we were informed by police that 34-year-old Andrew Prescott of Welch's, Oistins, Christchurch, had died after being shot in the head during an incident at Silver Hill. But since then, the Police Public Relations Department altered that information to indicate that Mr. Prescott is still alive but in critical condition at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. CBC wishes to apologize unreservedly to Mr. Prescott's relatives and friends for the distress caused by the dissemination of that information, which, as we said, was supplied to us by the Royal Barbados Police Force. Several minutes ago, however, the Royal Barbados Police Force confirmed that Mr. Prescott just succumbed to his injuries at 5:20 this afternoon.